Previously on X-Men.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Team Venom Media's X-Men podcast. My name's Guy Jessop-Braithwaite, and with me is the marvellous Rory Bailey.
Thank you.
And the always sweet and lovely Calista Valentine.
Hello, everyone.
So here we go then. This is the first of an ongoing podcast series. We're going to talk about X-Men and all of its guises, from comics to lovely, that's great, Callie. From comics to the cartoon series to everything really, the movies and all that goes with it.
You know what? Like, for saying that there's been 20 years of X-Men movies and about 10 movies and all that lot, I completely forgot about that going into the preparation for this. Like, what do I like about X-Men? Forgot about the movies.
Well, so easy to forget.
They were forgettable. After number 3, they were forgettable.
There was a few highlights. Days of Future Past was great, and Logan.
Yeah.
Days of Future
hard
Past, I can kind of agree with you if you watch the Rogue cut.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the first one's good as well. The normal one's good, but the Rogue cut's better.
Yeah, it just explains a lot more.
Yeah.
Like a few plot holes are kind of tied up a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I think the first question we got to ask is what got you into X-Men in the first place? So we'll shoot to Callie, I think.
Okay, cool. To be honest, I wasn't really kind of heavily into comic books up until about age 8. And my parents had not long got Sky TV, and flicking through the channels, I come across Fox Kids. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this on. And 6 o'clock every night, they showed the X-Men animated series from like episode 1. So I was like, X-Men, let's give this a try. And that was it. Never looked back. Like, I mean, I've got to the point where I now actually collect the figures. So it really did start a lifelong obsession. And it wasn't just, I mean, we've had Ron on the Power Rangers podcast that we do, cheap plug. But, knowing that he did the theme music for X-Men as well, it was partly the theme tune. It was just so catchy, so memorable. It was the characters, it was the stories, it was the sometimes outlandish, but also very kind of heartfelt impact the show had. Like episode 1, they kill off one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Episode 1. That kind of sets you up going into the show, like, this is going to be a rough fucking ride all the way through.
Yeah.
You'll have highs and lows with this show. And it really did live up to that. So that was kind of my introduction to it. So
Marvellous. Rory?
Also, the animated series at the time, because it came out in 1992, I believe, didn't it?
Yes,
I would have been 6, but I think we had it like a year later, so probably 93, maybe 94 in the UK. And I remember watching every morning on Sky One. They used to have the old 60s Spider-Man, then it was the 80s Spider-Man show, then it was Amazing Friends. So I used to watch all of those.
Oh yeah.
And then it was like, there's a new Spider-Man cartoon and there's a new X-Men cartoon. And then I watched the X-Men cartoon and I got completely hooked on it. And I'm just going to show this off here. This is a wonderful book that the cover illustrates just how great
Oh.
the cast was of that animated series. This is the art and making of the animated series by Eric Lewald and Julia Lewald, who were the showrunners.
Oh, wow.
They sent me this book, which is amazing.
Very nice.
And they're also joining us for a future episode of this very podcast. So that should be awesome when that happens.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful.
I thought the whole thing with the animated series was fantastic, to the point where I can remember being a kid and running around on the playground with some of my mates. When you get in, you'd have half an hour before you go into school. So we were all like, what should we play? Right, let's play X-Men. And they're running around with 3 fingers up and stuff, pretending to be Wolverine.
Yes.
However, thanks to the wonderful people at Comic Cons, I now have the proper claws.
Oh,
And they are beautiful.
Dude.
But yeah, so X-Men's been my go-to comic for years. Fun fact, this is X-Men Adventures, which was the series that was based on the animated series. So a few issues were like the full episode. So obviously you can see there, that's the art from the very first Night of the Sentinels episode. Guess who wrote this? Friggin' Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid.
Wow.
It's a
In
different
the mid-90s, he was the...
Never.
There we go. Let me bring this to the camera. Can you see that on there? Look at that Karate Kid. He was a
That's the
Marvel
same Ralph
editor in the
Macchio.
90s.
I think it is a different Ralph Macchio, to be honest.
No, it's Karate Kid. It really is.
That's your story and you're sticking to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to have to Google it now just to make sure that I haven't got that wrong.
I've got my computer up. Give me a
So-
second.
But like,
I was going to say, does that mean that Cobra Kai and X-Men are the same universe? Ooh.
pretty much.
Ooh.
There we go. Just going on to his Wikipedia page. I might be wrong. As if there's 2 Ralph Macchios.
And that's the end of the Power Rangers. No,
Yeah.
Now that we fact checked it and got it wrong.
that's the end of the X-Men podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. Ralph Macchio, Marvel. Let's have a quick look. It was not the Karate Kid.
I knew I was right.
Damn. That's just
I knew
shattered
you were
like one
right
of
as
the.
well, Callie. To be
That's
fair,
That's just shit on your chips, hasn't it,
It has,
Rory?
it really has. That's just suppressed my X gene.
I think you should hand those claws over to me now.
Going in they're being put away in the box for like.
oh bullshit.
for-
Those calls are going to me.
They're not going anywhere. They're staying here until I'm deemed worthy again.
Mm. No, that's
But
going to
yeah,
take a
so
while.
the animated series got me into it, and then I started collecting every comic I could. Around about '93, Panini in the UK started doing Essential X-Men, and I had those from issue 1.
Yes.
And that was reprinting the Jim Lee X-Men stuff because it started with Fatal Attraction, where Wolverine got his skeleton ripped out by Magneto.
Yeah.
You're just about to go and pull one of those out, aren't you? Because you know you've got them somewhere.
I've actually got an X-Men comic that came with the Marvel Legends.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah, the Jim Lee stuff.
Yeah, there we go, look.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
awesome.
Beautiful.
That would, and the thing is, you've got that bagged, which is upsetting because that's a really great issue. That's where Sabretooth basically destroys Psylocke. Like, they have like a slap down fight in the Danger Room because he was imprisoned in the mansion. Sort of like what they did in the X-Men animated series, where there's a point where he goes after Jubilee because she lets him out.
Yeah.
Sorry for him.
Mm.
It's Psylocke and Sabretooth that have the scrap in that, and it's amazing.
Oh,
And I
wow.
read that when it came out at the time, and it completely blew my mind because, like, whoa! I thought it was a bit like,
There's my homegirl Rogue.
Oh, there
nice.
she is.
But yeah, so
Oh, and
that's the era that I
Marvel Legends
started
on the
reading.
back of it as well, look. The actual figure.
With Big and Reed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was into it from there, and then when I started seriously collecting comics, it was X-Men and Wolverine were the titles that I was going for.
Mm.
That then ended up transitioning to New Avengers around about 2004, and that had Wolverine in the title as well. And then
Hendrix
the X-Men
terrible.
comics went downhill because Marvel did a thing where they fell out with Fox, and Fox got like 70% of the royalties to X-Men comics. So Marvel went, well, now, why would we focus all of our attention on something that we only get 30% of royalties for when we can use these, when we can focus on the Avengers, which we get 100% for?
Yeah.
And so
Hendrix.
from about 2005 onwards, the X-Men comics, they just sort of put them through the ringer. They did House of M in 2005, where they went, no more mutants, and the mutant population that was millions went down to 198 was the exact number.
By any chance?
That was House of M, yeah. So, and that was like, then that happened, and then they just kept decimating them further and further, to the point where now now that Marvel and Disney have got the rights back because of buying out Fox, the X-Men are now the prominent team again in the comics.
Yeah.
They've just gone, right, let's get them back to what they should. And it's been great so far. Jonathan Hickman's run on X-Men's been great. In fact, if I lean over here, sorry, when I went to Nottingham the other week, I picked up Inferno issue 1, which is the latest X-Men event, and it's great. So yeah. I was just going to throw it back to Guy. Oh no, he's back. There we go.
I'm here.
So Guy, me and Callie have talked about our favorite, what got us into it. What got you into it?
Well, actually, what got me into it was the aforementioned Spidey and his amazing friends.
Because of Iceman.
Yep. There was a X-Men episode on there called Pride of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Which was it had its good points and it had its bad points. Most notably, it was Wolverine is in his.
He's Australian, isn't he?
He's Australian accent. Yeah, there you go.
Because they did Pride of the X-Men as a standalone-ish episode.
Yeah.
But they also tied all that same voice cast and the animation style into Amazing Friends. Yeah, I remember that. That was awesome.
But Wolverine with an Australian accent.
Yep.
No.
And Dazzler was on the team as well.
Yes, indeed.
And Colossus.
Yeah.
Who only got like one-off appearances in the animated series, which is
that's fair. But
anyway,
that's
carry on, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm an old fart, and that's what I used to watch, and I remember it originally. The news came out that there was going to be a Spider-Man animated series in the 90s, and I was like, okay, is it going to be as good as Amazing Friends? Because that was awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, yes, it was. It was better.
Those opening Lizard episodes were great.
Oh, God, yeah. Yes, they so were.
And the Venom saga.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And the first actual version of the MCU technically was those cartoons.
Yeah, because they did do a crossover with X-Men.
They had X-Men, Daredevil, Blade,
They also did an
Morbius.
X-Men episode, didn't they, in the Spider-Man animated series when he
A
had
double episode, yeah.
when he had the mutation disease.
Neogenic Nightmare Chapter 9, I believe
Yes,
it was.
that was it. Yes, he went to see all the X-Men.
Goes back.
And tonight's Geek Award goes to Rory Bailey.
I must admit, though, being a kid and seeing that for the first time, where like Spider-Man's like, I need to go and see this Charles Xavier. As soon as he said that name, I was like, he's gonna go see the X-Men, and then it's the X-Men from the X-Men.
Old Dodd and everyone, it was awesome.
Yeah. And it throws in a little bit of the theme tune when they all appear on screen. I was just like, oh, this is brilliant! This is brilliant.
That's the point. Technically, Ron Wasserman also put in an appearance on Spider-Man. Then we didn't ask him about that.
Friend of the show, Ron Westman.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Friend of us all.
Yes. But no, that's what got me into it, and of course, Spider-Man animated series, X-Men animated series. Yeah, I am there, and it was great. Apart from, I would have liked Wolverine to be in the brown and yellow suit.
Yeah, to be fair, that's my favourite one. And in fact, I'm knowing that for a fact that it's yours as well, Cal, because you've got the thing. You're about to grab it, aren't you? That's why you're running off to. But
come on, Callie, bring the visual aid.
So let's have a look through here. This is what I'm holding in my hands, Guy, is from last week. It's Inferno issue 1.
Nice.
And just to show you, Wolverine's current comic book costume is back to being like the brown and tan, but modernising it is a beauty.
That's what we like. Oh,
go.
Callie, yes, there we go.
And it actually
You
has
have to speak with it on the screen so that because the viewers won't see it otherwise.
Yeah, well, yes, of course. I mean, there you go. There's Wolverine.
Come on, bub.
Come on, switch over to me, you stupid thing. It's not switching.
It has now. It's fine.
Right, but it does actually come with an interchangeable head.
Ooh.
It's unmasked, but it comes with a neck piece, so it looks like the mask is folded down around the back of his neck.
Oh,
Nice.
I love that.
So
That's a
I'll
beautiful figure.
dig it out. I'll swap it over and I'll send you some pictures. But yes, that's my brown and tan Wolverine figure.
That's how Wolvie is supposed to look.
Exactly. The cool thing is if you actually position him next to another figure like Rogue,
The height difference, isn't it?
you can actually see he is meant to be the short, stocky little fucker that he is.
Yeah.
So I love that they've got that scale right, that Wolverine's about 3 inches shorter than everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. Something that I want to throw out there, because we all came from the same sort of area. We're all from Burton, Burton-on-Trent in the UK natively.
Oh,
Can you both remember Super Bowl?
Yes.
Cool.
I think you remember they had the arcade platform halfway up the stairs. You go up.
Yes,
They
they
had
did.
the X-Men arcade
Yes,
cabinet
they
in there. I
did.
remember rinsing that. Like that was
Oh,
all my pocket money
Christ.
straight in there.
Me and one of my friends would go there pretty much every day after school when we were like sort of 12, 13.
Mhm.
And we would not leave until we got past the part we got stuck on last time. And it took us about 2 months, but we completed the fucking thing.
Nice.
Took about 200 quid, but we did it.
The funny thing with that game, just like a bit of bizarre trivia, that was based on that Pride of the X-Men pilot.
Yes.
That's the look that they've got and the roster that they've got on there. And it's like, you've got
Nightcrawler.
one of the best arcade video games of all time for like, for general co-op play and stuff. And, and it's based on a 20-minute pilot episode of a show.
You can still get it on
Xbox.
Xbox Marketplace.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've got it on my game sister. It's great. In fact, if you all get it, we should stream that on Callie's Twitch.
yes, because you can
Nice.
have a 4-player on it as well. So we need another.
The problem is I don't do Xbox. I'm a PS4 man.
Oh.
Yeah,
We know what to get you for Christmas now, then.
An invitation round to yours to play couch co-op.
Yes. I'm down with that. You bring the pizza, I'll bring the gaming.
Hey, now that's a date.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dennis will be jealous.
You spat my drink out, you bastard.
But yeah, so it's easily been one of my favourite series of all time. And for part of the Team Venom stuff over the years, we were able to wonderfully chat to Cal Dodd last year, which was amazing. Cal Dodd being the voice of Wolverine, and it's his voice that I hear whenever I'm reading a comic, like my internal monologue. Same as the Joker's Mark Hamill's and Batman's Kevin Conroy.
I must admit, whenever I'm posing this guy around and I'm putting him on myself, it's like I just looking at the character, I hear his voice.
You just look at that figure and you're just like, you got to ask yourself, Bob, do you feel lucky?
I'm dig out the spare head, right? And I will show you the spare head for this Wolverine. It looks like the animation mod, like it really does. Give me 2 seconds.
Well, I'll carry on talking about how great Cal was, because he's also agreed to come on this show. So yay!
Yay!
But he did the awesome thing of like, have you seen the video of it, Guy? I don't know if you have or not, but it's on our YouTube channel. It's from over a year ago, so you might not have actually seen it.
No, I don't think I've seen it.
But his setup's awesome. I mean, he's got like all original artboards and stuff from the animated series in his studio and everything. And he did the voice. He did the voice so often. We were you know how on the Power Rangers one we were all like fanboying out and fangirling out over Zordon and Ron and stuff. This was like next level, because every now and again, whenever he was talking about like how he'd thrown a line together or what he'd pitched to someone, he did that voice. And he also was like doing like Nightcrawler's voice and everything. It's just it's amazing. We literally just sat there like, we could listen to you for hours. And we did. It was like an hour and a half.
Just 2 voices.
It was absolutely amazing. So, and for me, I know it's like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine on-screen role is iconic, but the voice is still Cal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I've just swapped the heads over on the figure, so best zoom in I can get with it.
Nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
See what I mean? It very just, you see that and it just evokes that voice. Just
Yeah.
Come on, bub.
and there's the mask hanging down the back.
Oh, I love that.
That
So it
is
looks
cool.
like he's just pulled it back and he's going into battle. I was like, I love that's
Oh,
that's the reason why I bought this figure, because you'd see him so often in the show with his costume like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, I need to get a figure that can do that. And as soon as this one was announced, I was like, purchase.
I think one of the
I've
things
said it before,
Oh.
and I'll say it again. You're not supposed to put porn on here, Callie.
Can't help it. I mean, junk in the trunk, anyone?
I think
Little
going
baby.
back to the amazing animated series, which I'm going to just bring up the book to show everyone, because it is available now and it retails for 35 English pounds. I saved that by getting it 75. Yay! So thank you again, Julia. And but going back to the series, I thought the story arcs and everything that they did on there, they pretty much covered every classic X-Men story arc.
Oh, gotcha.
And when they had like, oh yeah, we haven't used this character, but we want to do the story that involves them, let's bring them on for a guest appearance, and we'll do that story next season, like Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Yes.
They wanted to touch on the dynamic with Mystique, so
Oh,
he got
yeah.
introduced in the
I
church.
love that whole arc. I mean,
Yeah,
when I was a kid, the Nightcrawler, Mystique, and Rogue kind of connection really, really fascinated me. And it actually made me go out and actually find comics that featured more of that kind of storyline and with them. And without even realizing it, like when people would say, favorite X-Men, I would just automatically go, Nightcrawler.
yeah, same. Nightcrawler was one of my favorites. Colossus was one of my favorites from the comics, but
Got a figure of him too.
nice. I think he was really underused in the X-Men series, but how they used him, I thought was brilliant when they did the thing of, because at the time in the 90s, Colossus wasn't focused in the comics because he'd gone off and joined Magneto, hadn't he? He was an acolyte for the majority of the 90s in the comic books.
So yeah.
So because he like lost faith in Xavier's dream and all that, and went and was living on Asteroid M, but became a bit of a pacifist for a while. So he was like, yeah, I'm with you, Magneto, but I'm not against them at the same time. So because he wasn't the focus, he wasn't a focus in the series, because it didn't make logical sense for them to be promoting someone that there's nothing out there of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when they did do him in the series, they did a brilliant job of him. When it was like Juggernauts destroyed the mansion and kidnapped Xavier, and they like blamed him because he was a big meaty guy. And then by the end of the episode, they were just like, he's there helping rebuild the X mansion with them all, which he got made to look redundant for, because he's there doing all this heavy lifting, and Jean's there just like floating a frigging bell with a mind and everything.
Yeah.
Just like, Wolverine's there cutting wood with his claws and everything, and then but Jean's got this, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that X-Men animated series is still one of the things that I watch quite a lot on Disney Plus. Just
Same.
like
So
when I can't think of what to watch, or if Ruben, my oldest, doesn't know what to watch on TV, I'm like, let me introduce you to the Phoenix Saga, sir.
Say one of my all-time favorite storylines in the I think it was 3 or 4 seasons. It was 3, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
5. They got 5.
Did they? Oh shit!
In fact, if you got Disney Plus, the 5th season didn't show in the UK at the time.
Right, that'd be
It's
why
a different animated style, but it's on It's on Disney Plus. It's got the Red Skull, Captain America in it, and all sorts. It's brilliant.
That's why I thought there was only 4 seasons then. But out of everything they did, I think the Dark Phoenix Saga was the best one they did, because I remember watching it like for the very first time, and as each episode finished, I was like, oh my god, things are getting worse.
Yeah, they kept they put them all through the ringer, didn't they? Every episode, like poor Scott.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got what, nearly mind killed or whatever it was. Like got killed in his mind.
They actually had him like on the astral plane, getting the crap beaten out of him by the Hellfire Club and everything, didn't they? Yeah,
exactly. And it was like, God, it was really like, so it was one of those early kind of childhood memories of being introduced to an epic storyline, and I mean an actual kind of epic storyline where these heroes that you've watched each week, they've always beat the bad guy, they've always kicked ass, and then you've got like 6 or 7 episodes where at the end of each episode they're on the ropes.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They are screwed. And watching that for the first time, you really are sat there like, oh my God, where's this going to go?
It's not just that. I think the general character depth that they did in the TV series was amazing. Like Wolverine, for example, the first couple of episodes is the hard nut that winds everybody up. Then he does that thing where he goes on his sabbatical because they took in Sabretooth, and you see a different side of him. Then he has the thing with Proteus, where Proteus proper riles him up by taking him apart.
Yeah.
Ripping him apart and all
covered with scorpions.
Oh yeah.
But like properly
Proteus
shakes him.
effed him up.
Yeah, to the point where he's then crying in the church with Nightcrawler, literally crying with him and stuff. And you're like, that is amazing. So I mean, that was like incredibly powerful as a child watching that. And then they did the thing of, do you remember the one episode they did with the Brood, where it was Rogue's ex-boyfriend that she put in a coma appeared?
Yes.
And he was a harbinger for the Brood, and Wolverine got infected, and he was the one that saved everyone. But he was literally, he got infected by it and had to go off in a cave and practice his meditation that he'd been learning to cope with all his other stress in the season. And he's just like, they're just showing that all of his traumas sort of paying off, then building to something. And the stuff with Morph, that was great.
Yeah, it was pretty much the Wolverine show.
Yeah, but in a way that they didn't just focus on him as well. That everyone had the moments. Like Storm had the thing where she had to go back to Africa.
Yeah,
and
the Gambit episode is one of my favourites, where he goes back to Louisiana.
Oh, to his wife. Yeah.
Yes.
Belladonna.
Assassins and Thieves.
I can't remember if I can't remember if she was his wife in the show or not, but it was his wife in the comic. I might be getting them crossed out, but she was running the Thieves Guild. It was in the show because Rogue got all upset, didn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the episode that really focused on, Rogue did actually love him, even though she didn't.
Yeah.
That was the episode that really made you go, yeah, she does care about him more than she realizes, and he's just that much of a dickhead that she puts up with his shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, one of the things that I liked about the Gambit and Rogue dynamic, because he's always chasing her and everything like that, making her feel desirable when she's like her character. The fact that she can't touch anyone or be intimate with anyone should be a manic wreck. But she's like the most confident one in the team, and that's because she's got Gambit there continuously bigging her up.
Yeah.
Which I thought was amazing, really. You know what I mean? Like stuff that you wouldn't pick up on as a child necessarily, but now you're like, I see what they're doing there. That's actually really like some really in-depth stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say,
we should be asking them that.
Exactly. I mean, the one thing I really did like about the show was not just the individual character storylines, but the fact that each character kind of played into each other as well. Like Jubilee, okay, she was the stereotypical annoying character. She was the Scrappy-Doo of X-Men.
She was a traditional 90s mole rat. That was But to be fair, that was very much in with the time.
Exactly. But
thank you, Kevin Smith.
Yeah. But what I really loved about her character was the relationship she seemed to form with Wolverine, and it was never forced.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of came along naturally that this almost father-daughter relationship came about between the two of them. Like when he goes to Japan and fights the Silver Samurai, she's the only one who goes to find him.
Yeah.
She's concerned about him. Everyone else is just like, yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be back when he's back. But she's like, no, there's something wrong. I need to go and check on him. And she goes all the way to Japan on her fucking own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's meant to be like 16, 17 in the show. So that shows a good dynamic. And it's not just them. I mean, that's one example. But between all the characters, there's that nice little balance. You can see these are not just a team. They're friends. They're family. They're co-workers. They're everything to each other without even realizing it. And I think that's one of the most brilliant parts of the show.
One thing I'd like to touch on as well for saying about the character. Sorry, Guy, were you about to say something? Do you want to
go? No, you go ahead.
Okay. So Beast was like an amazing character. And at the time, I remember being really frustrated as a kid because like the first 20 odd episodes is in prison.
Yeah.
And Magneto even goes to break him out because he lost it at court, and he's like, "No, I'm going to stay. I'm going to serve my time and all that sort of stuff." And like at the time, you're like, "But the guy's like a big hulking thing that you want to see fighting alongside the X-Men," which obviously does happen in the end after he's gone through that. And the fact is, he shouldn't be in prison or anything like that but that was his point, wasn't it? It was you're literally locking me up for trying to not be killed by you guys, and because that was the whole reason why he got captured at the beginning when they were going against the Sentinels.
Yeah.
And the fact that they had all that was, yeah, the amount of stuff they were touching upon all the way through that, like wrongful persecution and such, which I know Stan Lee did in the original comics and stuff anyway, and then Chris Claremont when he took over. But I think the animated series really nailed all that sort of stuff. There was when Beast had the blind girlfriend as well. That was a great story arc, and it turned out that like she was one of her relatives was racist and part of the Friends of Humanity, which was really infiltrated and was like, by the way, his dad's Sabretooth.
Yes, I remember that reveal, and I was like, oh.
And then later on, it was revealed that his mum was Mystique as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Like he was.
Graydon Creed was the character, wasn't it?
Yes. Something to do with a rare genetic condition was basically he had 2 mutant parents, which meant he should have been a complete mutant, but
he wasn't, and therefore hated them.
Yeah.
And started like his own little Hitler Youth sort of thing, which was again amazing that they touched upon that sort of thing. So,
well, I mean,
we were going to say about all things X-Men, we've literally just been like stuck on the animated series because it was that great.
Well, we're only 1 episode in. We'll keep going. We've got plenty.
That's true. We could do the next one just about one graphic novel if we really wanted to, but we're going to be talking about the animated series again. You just know that's going to happen.
And we're going to have to do like a whole episode on the action figures because.
Yeah, I mean the classic action figures that came out around there were great.
Many of them.
Yeah. I mean, there's loads that we can talk about on these, and but I think because we've been doing an awful lot of recording time, I think we should wrap this up. So, Guy, do you want to take us home, man?
Yeah. Okay. So this has been the first episode of Team Venom Media's X-Men podcast. I've been your host, Guy Jessop-Braithwaite. With me, of course, Rory Bailey and Callie Valentine.
And I'm sorry for stepping on your toes for the hosting thing because I kind of like started diverting subjects and everything. My bad.
Oh, okay. No, jump in.
I'm just saying I'm sorry I did all the way through the episodes. So sorry.
Oh, shit, don't worry about it, dude. It's all right.
Fair enough.
You the man, don't you worry. So yeah, okay, we will be back, and Rory will do a really heavy edit job on this.
I won't.
Yes, you will.
Ooh, lazy.
Like my last one night stand. When you're done with it, just push it out the door.
Oh.
Maybe that needs editing out.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's staying in.
Callie's throwing shade. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Right out the door, it seems.
Yeah. Which, you know, Callie, you didn't have to do that to me.
I'm sorry. It was just weird.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you for watching or listening, people.
I like my bed to myself. Oh shit, this is going a dark place. Let's turn it around.
Yeah.
Come on, thanks everyone for watching.
Right, so excellent.
So you're listening to relationship classes with Team Venom Media.
This is X-Men, not Sex Men.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, of course. My bad.
Oh dear. But yeah, take us home, Guy.
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm very trying. Oh, Callie's gone again.
Oh shit! I think you're. I think you're going to have some strong words with your wife once this finishes.
Was it good for you?
Comment.
Just so you know, I faked every orgasm. Okay, so yeah. All right, yeah. So so it is goodbye from us. We will be back. Well, I don't know, as frequently as we can be. So if you love the X-Men, come and join us, and we will see you all soon. Take
if
it
you
easy.
love Power Rangers, you can see all 3 of us on the Team Venom's Power Ranger podcast also.
That's a damn good point, Rory. Right here on YouTube.
Yes.
All right, take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.